Hi, welcome to Is It Truly Gluten Free? We're going to be testing now this product, Annie's homegrown rice shell pasta and creamy white cheddar. So basically it's macaroni and cheese, gluten free. As you can see, it's labeled. One thing that's interesting about this product is at first glance you wouldn't think that there's any certification here, but there actually is. In very fine print down here it says certified gluten free by NSF. So NSF certification indicates that it has been certified to be to contain gluten in quantities less than 20 parts per million. So we're going to go ahead and test this. I am going to blend up the contents. So I'm going to dump the macaroni in here. Now we got the cheese packet here, so I'm going to tear that open and dump it in as well. So now we'll go drop this on the blender and get it all ground up prior to testing. Okay, I would say that's pretty well pulverized. So I've got this bag right here labeled Annie's gluten-free rice shell pasta and creamy white cheddar. I'm going to take a sample and just dump it in that bag. Okay, so Annie's gluten-free rice shell pasta and creamy white cheddar, in other words macaroni and cheese, is ready for testing. Okay, we're ready now to begin the test process for Annie's gluten-free rice shell pasta and creamy white cheddar. We're going to do this test with GlutenTox Sticks Plus. So to start out, I need to measure out 1 gram of the food sample into this test tube right here. Alright, there's 1 gram right on the nose. Now the next step is the extraction step. So I've got some extraction solution right here, and what I need to do is I need to take 10 milliliters of the extraction solution and eject it into the test tube. Now you notice I have the test tube marked with Annie's, I called it M&C macaroni and cheese. So 10 milliliters of the extraction solution needs to go into that tube. Now the next step is we need to vortex it to get the contents thoroughly mixed. Alright, now we're ready for the incubation phase. What we're going to do is we've got a thermostatic water bath right here, and it is set to 50 degrees Celsius. So what we need to do right now is we need to put these samples into the water bath and allow them to incubate for 40 minutes. And at regular intervals, about 10 minutes or so, we'll go ahead and vortex the samples during that time period. Now I am putting multiple samples in just because that's more efficient. I'm going to do 6 at a time. So we'll allow these to sit here for 40 minutes like I said, and we'll return shortly to vortex them. It's time to do the first vortex on the Annie's shells and cheese. Okay, another 10 minutes is up, so it's time for the second round of vortexing. It's time now for the third and final vortex. Okay, and here shortly, in just a few minutes, we'll move that sample to the centrifuge. Alright, now it's time to centrifuge these samples. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spin these samples at 2500 Gs for a period of 10 minutes. Alright, the centrifuge is finished with our Annie's deluxe shells and cheese sample. So you'll notice here that the centrifuge pushed the solids from the sample down to the bottom of the tube, and we're left with this liquid at the top. That liquid is what we're after. That contains the extracted gluten. So what we need to do is we need to pour that liquid off into this empty tube, like so. And now this old tube is no longer of any value. We'll throw it in the trash, and this tube, we're going to keep a hold of it and allow it to stand for a little while so as to come to room temperature. After that, we'll proceed with the dilution and the analysis. Okay, it's now time for the dilution and analysis phase. I've got the extracted food sample right here, and I also have this empty vial. So the idea here is that we're going to take some what's called dilution solution, say that 5 times fast, and put it into this vial, and we're going to put also some of the extracted food sample right here. So we're going to be doing this test at a 3 parts per million limit of detection, and in order to get to a 3 parts per million limit, what we have to do is we have to put 960 microliters of dilution solution into this vial, and then we combine that with 40 microliters of the extracted food sample. So I've got my pipette set to 960. All right, now we need to mix that with the extracted sample. So I have this pipette here set to 40 microliters. All right, so the next step is the analysis. I need to put 100 microliters of the diluted sample into that well. Now we got to grab a test stick, and we'll drop it in that well and start the timer for 10 minutes. Okay, our time is up. Let's have a look at this test stick. And I don't see any sign of a red or pink line on that test strip, none at all. So what that tells us is that Annie's gluten-free rice shell pasta and creamy white cheddar is indeed gluten-free at a level of 3 parts per million or less. So this concludes this test on Annie's gluten-free rice shell pasta and creamy white cheddar using GlutenTox Sticks Plus. At some future date, we're going to test this product again, and until then, we've got lots more tests on the way, so stick around for those, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to stay updated on new gluten test videos as they're posted, don't forget to subscribe. You can also visit us on the web at isittrulyglutenfree.com or follow us on social media at isittrulyglutenfree. Thanks again and have a great day.